Okay, so good morning, everyone, especially to our beloved Professor Doc Madrid and to my classmates. So, at this point, I will be presenting my report on the language policy planning and development. Okay, so to start with, let's first define what is language planning. So, if we say language planning, this is the development of policies or programs designed to direct or change language use. As through the establishment of an official language, the standardization or modernization of a language, or the development or alteration of a writing system. Now, during the 1987 Constitution, this Constitution defines Filipino as the country's national language. It is also acknowledges the that Filipino is evolving and that it shall be developed and enriched on the basis of other existing dialects and languages. So the Constitution directs the government to take steps that will initiate and sustain the use of Filipino as the medium of official communication and as a language of instruction in the educational system. Now, let me present to you the different policies and language planning programs developed in the Philippines. So let us start first with the 1987 Constitution. So in section 6 to 9 of Article 14 outline the main language policy in the country. In section 7 states that for the purpose of communication and instruction, Filipino and until otherwise provided by the law, English are the official languages in the Philippines. In section 9 mandates the foundation of the National Language Commission tasked to undertake, to coordinate and promote research for the development, propagation, and preservation of Filipino and other languages. Pursuant to this, the Commission or the Commission ng Wikang Filipino or the Commission on the Filipino Language or the KWF was created in 1991. Another one is the Executive Order 335, wherein President Corazon Aquino ordered in 1988 all government departments, bureaus, offices, agencies, and instrumentalities take steps in using the Filipino language in transaction, communication, and correspondence. So this executive order assigns personnel in every office who will be in charge of all communication and correspondence written in Filipino. It tasks government entities to translate the names of offices, divisions, instrumentalities, and even oaths of office into Filipino, and to make proficient in the use of Filipino in official communication and correspondences as part of personnel training programs. Now, let's move on to the KWF Resolution number 1 to 19. So the KWF passed a resolution in 1991 adopting a working description of Filipino for the purpose of accomplishing commission tasks. It describes Filipino as a native language spoken and written in the National Capital Region and other urban centers in the Philippines, and it is used as this language of communication between ethnic groups. Filipino, as with any living language, is recognized to be in the process of development via loans from other Philippine languages and non-native varieties of language for various social situations among speakers of different backgrounds and for topics of conversation and scholarly discourse. The fact that there are 8 major native languages in the Philippines, whose speakers outnumber Tagalog users. Now, the notion of a Tagalog-based national language has long been the center of an ongoing argument regarding the national language of the Philippines, with debates dating as far back as 1937 when Tagalog was declared as the basis of the national language. Another language planning program is the Department of Education, Culture, and Sports, particularly Order number 81. So in 1987, The DEX or the DECS released the alphabet and a guide for spelling in the Filipino language, laying down the letters of the Filipino alphabet and rules on spelling. According to the order, or DEX order number 81, the Filipino alphabet is composed of 28 letters. The original 26 letters of the English alphabet plus the letters N and NG. The order also details how the letters should be read. It discussed also grammar and spelling in the Filipino language, rules regarding diction, spelling, and translation, how and when to use loan words, syllables, and syllabication of words, and the use of dashes, commas, and accents. We also have another language planning program, which is the Bilingual Language Policy. Now, the BLP, or the Bilingual Language Policy in the country's educational system, seeks to attain Filipino and English competence at a national level through their use as a media of instruction in all levels. Now, the policy aims to propagate Filipino as a language of literacy, cultivate and develop Filipino as a language for scholarly discourse, and further its development as national language. The DECS or DEX issued this policy in 1974 along with DEX Order number 25, which allotted Filipino as the medium of instruction for social sciences, the arts, physical education, home economics, practical arts, and character education subjects. In turn, English is the medium of instruction for mathematics, science, and technology. With the signing of the 1987 Constitution, Filipino and English are mandated to be used as a media of instruction. Another one is the College General Education Curriculum's Language Policy. Now, the Commission on Higher Education, or CHED, issued 1994 the new General Education Curriculum, or the GEC, under CHED Memorandum Order 59. The GEC requires higher education institutions, or the HEIs, to have at least 9 units of Filipino language courses. In addition, to coordinate with the Department of Education, or the DepEd, uh, bilingual education policy, language courses, whether Filipino or English, should be taught in that particular language. So, courses in the humanities and social sciences should preferably be taught in Filipino. Furthermore, at the discretion of HEIs, literature subjects may be taught in Filipino, English, or in any other languages so long as there are enough instructional materials, students, and instructors competent in the language. A revised syllabus of Filipino courses 1, 2, and 3 was issued in 2007 under CMO, or CHED Memorandum Order number 54. The CHED has been under fire by the proponents of Filipino language and language education since CMO number 20 series of 2013 was issued, which outlined a new revised GEC set for 2018 that contained no Filipino language courses. Filipino language education proponents accuse CHED of failing to intellectualize Filipino, and that the new GEC would displace thousands of Filipino professors and instructors. Now, the CHED defended its decision by stating that the planned new GEC will work in the conjunction with the K-12 program, and that many remedial courses, like Filipino and English, will be taught in senior high school years, thereby making them redundant in the college. Chad also pointed out that the Filipino status as a medium of instruction in higher education courses shall be affected. The CHED also noted that the Filipino faculty members aren't the only ones affected by the new GEC, as literature, mathematics, humanities, and social sciences courses were also removed. In July 2014, The House of Representative Committee asked the CHED to report how many educators will be affected by the K-12 system as a prerequisite to a proposal to fund displaced education workers. We also have, ladies and gentlemen, the K-12 program and the Mother Tongue Based Multilingual Education, or the MTB-MLE. DepEd launched in 2011 the K-12 program, which became law in 2013, along with other curricular and policy reforms introduced. The K-12 program sought to build proficiency through language via MTB-MLE, or the Mother Tongue-Based Multilingual Education, introduced in 2012. The mother tongue of first language refers to the language or dialects first learned by a child and with which the child identifies. Now, the MLE aims to develop Filipino and English proficiency by starting basic education with the first language of learners, starting in kindergarten up to the grade 3. The medium of instruction of shall be in the mother tongue of students. Beginning in grade 1, Filipino and English will be taught as subject areas. Comes grade 4 to 6. DepEd shall formulate a mother tongue transition program in which English and Filipino are introduced as media of instruction, so that by junior high school and senior high school, the two can become primary language of instruction. Initially, there were 12 regional languages under the MTB-MLE. We have Tagalog, Cebuano, Hiligaynon, Iloco, Bicol, Kapampangan, Magindanaoan, Maranao or Maranao, Pangasinense, Bahasa Sug or Tausog, Chabacano, and Waray. In July 2013, Ibanag, Ivatan, Sambal, Aklanon, Kinaraya, Yakan, and Surigao were added to the program. Thank you for listening, everyone. This is my presentation for my report. God bless and see you around. Thank you.